Hey guys, assalamu alaikum, welcome back to another video. And what a World Cup final I have just watched. That might be, I think it is the greatest T20, actually no, I take that back, I do take that back. The second greatest T20 World Cup final I've ever watched. And it doesn't top the West Indies England in 2016. However, very, very close second. And what a match it was. India beat South Africa by 7 runs in the end. But what a fantastic game it was. India won the toss, batted first and scored 170 plus. They scored a lot of runs early in the first 7-8 balls, and then they lost a couple of wickets in the same over. And then Virat Kohli, who has been poor throughout the whole tournament, decided it is his time and his moment to do the job for India, and that's exactly what he did. He scored 76. He was playing the anchor innings with Akshar Patel attacking and Shivam Dube attacking whenever they were in. He was building a little partnership with Akshar, and then he just kind of take the back seat and let Akshar play the big shots while he just stayed in. Was tapping around the singles, the twos, putting away at our boundary if he could, but stay there. And in the end, when they had the decent platform laid, he went on and hit some shots and got to 76 runs before getting out. And he played a fantastic innings, and one that meant a lot in the grand scheme of things to India. South Africa chasing 170. You would have thought it was a tough chase, but they lost early wickets. They lost Reza Hendricks and Aiden Markram, the captain, very, very early on, which put them on the back foot. But then a brilliant counter-attack from Tristan Stubbs and Quinton de Kock, who both got out to unnecessary shots. Stubbs was looking good, but he made too much room. He went too far across his stumps, and then he just got bowled trying to play the sweep. And Quinton de Kock played a flick shot, he kind of just pirouetted and played a flick shot to get 4 in the previous ball, but then India adjusted the field and he went to do it again. Mistimed it, didn't get it as fine as he would have liked, and got caught on the boundary. But after that, Ulrich Klaasen was fantastic in that 8-9 ball spell where Miller and Ulrich Klaasen were just pummeling the Indian spinners. And I thought at that point it was a big mistake that Rohit Sharma made. When you have Hardik there, why would you bowl the spinners while Ulrich Klaasen's there, where you should have bowled? I thought you should have bowled Hardik or Arshdeep at least one over, maybe a couple from Hardik through the middle while Klaasen is there, because he was so strong against spin bowling, and he just absolutely whacked Akshar Patel that over with 2 4s and 2 6s. Along with 2 wides. It was a massive over, and at that point it looked like South Africa took the game into their hands, and they did. Bumrah came in, bowled a very tidy over with no wicket, and then Hardik came in and got a fantastic wicket. It was a slow ball, it was very wide, so Klaasen just threw his hands at it. But the variation, he didn't read it, and then it was a good catch from Rishabh Pant, and that changed the game. After that, Bumrah came in, bowled another tidy over. Arshdeep bowled a tidy over. Hardik bowled a very good last over. That catch, though, in the last over, Miller, when he hit it up, he should have absolutely cleared the ropes there. It was a low full toss. He should have cleared that, and he thought he would have. I think he thought he cleared it, but brilliant catch on the boundary by Surya Kumar Yadav, who's had a very good tournament with the bat. Maybe won the game in that moment for India, and maybe won the tournament in that moment. But I think the key moment in the game was Hardik Pandya getting the wicket of Ulrich Klaasen, because that completely got India back in the game. And it was fantastic bowling from there on. Jasprit Bumrah, in my opinion, is the greatest pace bowler of this generation. I don't know what it is about him, but it just seems like you can't hit him away for runs. And if you do hit him away for runs, he'll come back in the next over or in his second spell or whatever, and he will get you out, or he will just not give anything away. He's so good. I thought India were perfect with the ball in that last 4 overs, and I think South Africa completely bottled it. They are chokers. well, I mean, it's harsh to say, but they completely bottled this game, South Africa, because when you need less than a runner ball, they needed 25 off like 26 or something like that, less than a runner ball, and they couldn't get over the line. It was quite poor from them. And the difference with India and South Africa is India's batting carries on to 8. They've got obviously Aksar who comes in at 8, but he came up higher today, which just lengthens the batting order even more. So you got Jadeja at 8, Dubé came in at 6, I think 5, sorry, Hardik at something like that. But they've got much more batting depth. And South Africa, their number 7 batsman is Marco Jansen, who's an all-rounder, and I'd say he's a bowling all-rounder in all fairness. So that is also another problem. If their top order don't fire, it does put a lot of pressure on that middle order, because they know they haven't got many batsmen at the end. I thought Rabada bowled quite well for them. I thought Norkia was very good throughout the tournament. Bartman, I thought he might have played today, but you can see why they went for that extra spin option in picking both Maharaj and Tabriz Shamsi along with the captain Aidan Markram. But in the end, it was a brilliant display and a brilliant game. It was very, very tight for a lot of the game. Apart from that, that over or two that just took it away from India, well, what felt like took it away from India. Apart from that, the whole game was pretty much in the balance in both innings. So it was a very, very entertaining game. And one last thing I'd like to say before ending this video is Virat Kohli, in that post-match interview, he revealed two things. First, Harsha Bhogle asked him, that was an innings that, we've come used to seeing of Kohli, where you've got that touch of class and everything. And then he says this was his last T20 World Cup, so it was now or never for him. And he had to get the job done, which he did. He got that job done and he batted brilliantly. And then not maybe the next question, and then he said it was his last T20 international game, which is very, very sad to hear, because in my opinion, Virat Kohli is the best batsman I've ever seen in our generation. He's comfortably the best across the 3 formats, and I think he's just been such a good player. Even as a Bangladeshi fan, even though he whacks us for runs every time he plays against us, especially in ICC tournaments, I just feel like as a player, as a young cricketer, which I describe myself as a player who really enjoys watching cricket and playing cricket, and someone who is a batsman or who wants to be a batsman like me, someone like Virat Kohli is a great example because of the hard work that he puts in. You can see he's in very good shape. I was very surprised that he said this was his last T20 World Cup, because the next one is only in 2 years, 2026. So I thought that might be his last one. Potentially, I thought he'd play that one, maybe even 2028, because he's very, very fit, Virat Kohli. Virat is very, very fit, and I thought if he wanted to, we could easily play another 4 years, because, he's conditioned and he's so class as well. And though he's struggled with the bat this tournament, that final just showed why you can't question players of class like this. And we saw the same with Shakib Al Hassan in the Netherlands game. You just can't. Players who are class are always class, and trophies don't define these types of players. We've seen it so many times. AB de Villiers, one of the best batsmen I've ever seen, he didn't win anything. Does that mean he wasn't a good player? Trophies don't define it. And a lot of the time people would say Virat has only won one trophy, one World Cup. He hasn't ever won an IPL. And they'd say the same about Shakib. He hasn't won anything internationally. But come on, that's got nothing to show on their individual brilliance. And players like these are individually brilliant players. Kohli, just there's something about the way he bats, the class and the elegance of it. Those cover drives, those there's little flicks shots that he plays. He doesn't like play the massive flick shots, but he does those little ones where he just tucks it onto the leg side. His running between the wickets is something fantastic as well. You know, he's so sharp between the wickets. He's got a great mind and a great presence of mind when it comes to cricket. He just knows the game inside out, and he wants to be the best. He's so hungry. And he's been so consistent over so many years. He is such a good player and such a good example to a modern cricketer, to a young cricketer who wants to, who wants to be a batsman. I think he is the best person to follow, because he's hungry, determined, he works hard, and he is so class. The shots he plays, the shots that he's got, you just see like that Haris Rauf shot. Talk about it a lot. The shot against Haris Rauf in the, I think at the MCG in the 2022 World Cup. That innings alone defies his class. But that shot, almost impossible. He played a similar one in this World Cup against Afghanistan. And then you saw some of those cover drives early on today. His first ball, he just played a lovely boundary, opened the face, and got 4 runs. And then he hit another one where he just played a straight drive. It was fantastic. He plays some absolutely beautiful shots. And a lot of people were questioning Virat Kohli's strike rate. They wanted him to change his game. And when you're that good, you don't need to change your game. And that's why I think he's struggled this tournament, because he has just been trying to attack too much rather than just playing his natural game. But that's what he did today. He played his natural game and he played such a good innings. He is, again, I'll say it, I think he's the greatest batsman that's ever played the sport. And it is going to be sad to see him walk away from this format. I've always liked watching Kohli bat. As the only issue is he plays for India. Other than that, I think he's such a good player to watch. Just there's a joy in watching the shots that he plays, because he's got so many different, recently he started playing the slog sweep more, which has helped him against spinners and off spinners, because a lot of the time, especially in T20, those middle overs, against spin, he just starts slowing down. But because he's got that slog sweep in now, he can play all the shots. He doesn't play the unconventional shots much. He is a very conventional player, very traditional cricketer. And that is what his game is. So I don't like it when people are saying you've got to be more aggressive, your strike rate this, your strike rate that. Just look at what the man has done over his career, and you can understand why he is regarded as arguably the greatest batsman of all time. But yeah, we'll be sad to see him walk away from this format. But what a way for him to walk away. 76 runs in the final, and then to win the trophy as well. So hats off to Virat Kohli. What a player. And congratulations to India, South Africa. What have you done? That was a golden opportunity to win it. I don't know how they didn't win that one, but fair play to India for it. And it's been a very good tournament. As a Bangladeshi, I've been very impressed with our team throughout the tournament. I thought Shanta's captaincy was brilliant. We saw Hridoy, Rishad and Tanzim Saqib, the 3 young players who really just burst onto the scene this World Cup. I've said it a lot with these 3 players. I've said, especially with someone like Rishad, just give him time. He's such a good bowler. Give him time and he will really be good. Hridoy's shown it in the other formats and in bilateral series, so we know what he can do. And Tanzim Saqib, we've seen it before as well. In his debut, he got 2 wickets against India in the Asia Cup. Litron, it was good to see him get some runs. Shanta was such a good captain. Shakib had a decent tournament. Mahmudullah again did very decent. And it was our best ever tournament. And obviously it was a disappointing way to go out. But let's not talk about that, because I think we should just focus on the positives. And the positives are this was our best ever tournament. And, we would at a time inches away from the semi-final spot. But yeah, a brilliant tournament. And overall, I think as a spectator, it's been a brilliant tournament. After watching all those runs scored in the IPL, it was good to see now the bowlers were coming into play and it was more of an even contest. I thought the worst games were probably those semi-finals. They were horrible. More so the India-England one. But yeah, it was a very good tournament with lots of surprises. You saw USA qualify for the Super 8s, beat Pakistan. That was spectacular. You saw Scotland miss out on net run rate, nearly turn over Australia, have their game washed out against England. We saw Nepal throw up very valiant fights against South Africa, and then us, we won by 21 runs. But no, it was a brilliant tournament and loads of brilliant games and loads of upsets. I said before the tournament, I don't think New Zealand, will live up to the expectation, and they didn't. Sri Lanka were poor. Pakistan were disappointing. So it was a tournament full of shocks, and in the end, the best team deserved to win it, and they did win it. But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this World Cup. And looking forward to next year's Champions Trophy. Anyway, guys, please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what other videos you want to see. And until next time, goodbye. Come on, Bangladesh.